Quick reminder, in this tutorial, we'll be using a hot glue gun, so please handle with care. Enjoy this free tutorial and follow along step by step. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and attach this collar to the cover before we attach it onto the action figure. Let's go ahead and focus on this side since this naturally feels good to me to install while it's off the action figure. We're going to talk about this tab right here, right on the bottom that's kind of folding up under just like this. Go ahead and dry fit it. The tip of the collar is going to actually meet the front of the zipper here. That's going to help us know that we're lining it up. Dry fitting it right now. So that looks good to me. So let's go ahead and just add some glue right on just this bottom tab right here. Now it's barely a trigger pump of glue. And very quickly put this right exactly where we decided it's going to go. The point of the collar is going to be touching the zipper. I'm going to go ahead and push that down right up onto the edge line. While it's drying, I'm going to put a little bit of a bend into it so it dries with that little bit of a bend onto that. We can open that up a little bit more, parchment paper on the seam, and really push that glue into there, folding and molding. We're going to attach this other collar tab to this other shoulder strap before we actually add this whole thing to the action figure. A little bit of tidbit, and this is how we're going to do this. Remember this little fold right here that we made right here? Take a pen, your Uniball Signo if you have one, or whatever writing utensil you have. Make a line right on this fold on the inside, right on the rag cloth. That's a line that we're going to follow. This whole entire strap, this neckline strap right here, is going to follow that edge. And the point of this is going to meet the middle of this middle zipper of the front side of the flat jacket. So it's going to basically kiss up against this one here. This is how we're going to do it. Grab our glue gun and put a half trigger pump of glue right onto that tab, taking our shoulder strap and lining this point right here to this point right there. And we should be able to line everything up and make it harmonious. Oh yeah, check that out. We married it in holy matrimony. Let's put a little bit of curve on both sides so it actually naturally follows down. Look how great that looks. And then now we can think about actually attaching this onto the action figure. Let's go ahead and attach the torso mid-body cover. We should have it ready. We should have the arms attached. Look how bare this looks. We've attached the collar onto the torso mid-body cover. We can't go from side to side. It's too linked up here. Take the neck straw bone and slip it on through the neck hole. These two little shoulder flaps are going to slip underneath the arms. Let's go ahead and wing these arms out, make it a lot easier on us. And this part right here, this midsection, is going to fit nice and even right inside this midsection. So if all goes well, it should look pretty good in and of itself. So now we just need to go ahead and glue it, paste it, close it on up. Go ahead and flip this on over and show you the back clasp. And take this off again. We're gonna put this guy aside. As you can see, I've already put a little bit more folds in this. Both sides become a Z fold. If you can see this side here, this fold is becoming a Z fold. If you can see it on camera here. Can we see the letter Z here? Basically, this fold folds down, then back up towards the camera. If we go to this side, on camera and in reality it's the right side because this is the back of the collar here, so the face is facing down towards the table. Same thing on this side, except we're going opposite, and this clasp is going down towards the table. It still makes a Z fold. The reason for that is because these clasps are going to interclasp, making a middle seam down the back. We did that to all these three clasps here. This is for the belt clasp, and this is for the lower ab clasp. And they all kind of mimic each side. So this one's clasping down, this one's clasping up. So left is up, right is down. Let's go ahead and get this started. I'm going to bring old Ken Yoshi onto the scene, put the straw bone through the straw neck hole here, put these two shoulder flaps underneath the armpits. Again, in and of itself, it looks good. Concentrate on this middle part of the chest here. We're going to get started on this middle part of the chest, and we're going to add some glue right along this whole entire chest cavity area right here. Once it's glued to the mid part of the chest, it will actually glue a lot better in all the pieces using this chest piece as a center point. I'm going to go ahead and put a full trigger pump of glue, and I'm going to smear it around underneath the chest here, if you can see, underneath this side of the chest, and right in here. Go ahead and lay this down. Being a little bit quick about it, put this into place, put a finger up here right on the lower part of the chest, on the sternum, and use my thumb to just kind of grab that glue onto the mid part of the chest here. We're sculpting, we're folding and molding, and we're just making sure that this bottom part of the chest gets a lot of good adherence, right? Especially down in here. Right where my thumb is, because we want this to lift up a little bit away from the belt. Keep my fingers on there and let that fully dry for about a good minute or two. Probably stop the camera or fast forward it. We got the chest all glued and dried. Let's go ahead and flip this guy over. And let's talk about this collar tab right here. This actually keeps it strapped onto the top side of the back here and keeps this collar from lifting up out of here. And we like that we had a centerfold line that helps us guide the middle of the back right down the spine. We're going to follow the lead of these predetermined kind of bend folds right here. That's going to go right onto the upper part of the back here. We're going to go ahead and glue that in place and put a half trigger pump of glue right onto this back tab, right on the underside, just like this, and rest it right onto the upper part of the back. I think these are the trapezius muscles that we're resting it on, or the upper back muscles. We'll just go with that. Make sure that the middle crease is going right down the spine. It's gonna fit right in here on this kind of bend fold, so that when we pull up on the collar, it's gonna stay right exactly there. So we're gonna go ahead and let that dry. Again, take about a minute or two, and I'll probably fast forward or just advance to the next section here. The underside of the collar is all dried up. Talk about these clasps. Talk about this left side top part of the back. Now we got the Z clasp, the one that's pointing up towards the camera that we're working on, the one that's pointing down towards the body, we're going to work on next. Remember this fold right here, the first fold here that we made, that's actually going to be the center part of the middle spinal fold here. Glue that as close to that as possible. And this upper part here, we're going to try to go right snug into this little crevice here. That's going to be a first part of this glue section. We're going to go ahead and just put some glue right on this rag cloth, right in the middle part of this section here, and right in here, and take our clasp on this side and pull this right on as far over as possible, clasping and putting this top part underneath this next section of the collar, and we're going to go ahead and push down and let that dry. Just force that down to Chinatown. That's going to get it started. And so we have this Z clasp hanging in the wind. That's kind of what we want. Now, this side here, we're going to want to go quick because we'll be adding some glue right in this section and on this Z clasp. One thing I want to specify, this far fold right here, fold this on back. The middle fold in here and the edge line of this is going to meet the middle fold and the middle edge line here like this, right? Can we see this? This edge line's not going to go flush with this edge line. That's purposeful because we're going to fold this over like a clasp, like this, and then we're going to fold it over one more time, just like that. Can we understand what's going on here? And we're going to go ahead and add some glue right on the back here, right in this inner section. We're not putting it on the back shoulder stock here. We're just putting on the inner section here, almost a full trigger pump. And now put some glue right on this section here, outer clasp. Go ahead and fold this on over onto the back here, and we're going to go ahead and meet this clasp right into this middle section here. Hopefully you can see what's going on here. Just like this. And keep in mind, you can use your parchment paper to help assist, but I'm so okay with not using it at this point. I've burned my fingers so many times, I'm used to it. So we're kind of pinching everything together like this, right? And then we're going to go ahead and fold this clasp down over, and then fold it right back onto this back part again. I'm just dry fitting it for now. Now I feel like I'm ready to commit here. I'm just going to go ahead and put some glue right here on this back clasp, the opposite clasp. And I'm going to go ahead and fold it right down once, like this, and commit with one more strip of glue right onto the back and hammer it right down just like this. And I am actually going to bring my parchment paper in here and force that down and push down so that that back seam gets a good seal. So we can do the same thing with these clasps here. And this one here needs to be loose. All we need to really do is just clasp it. Again, don't do it flush, but we're going to just clasp it together right onto this middle seam right here. Tiny pin drop of glue. Seriously, a tiny pin drop of glue on the back clasp here. And then the exposed clasp up here, clasp it on over
clasp it on over.
Top side, right like that, and one more clasp. We can even stick our finger right up under that belt and help it kind of adhere, just like that, okay? And the very last one, which is the lower ab clasp, keep it away from this bottom part. We don't want it to glue on any part of this belt here. Any part of the lower back of the belt, we don't want that glued on there. We want to keep that separate because we need this to be able to be mobile. Go ahead and just tighten this up as tight as we need it to be using this back tab clasp, putting a pin drop of glue right here onto the lower, again not flush to that clasp, and we're letting that dry just like this. See how this is exposed? And we're going to go ahead and put a pin drop of glue on the exposed part, the non-colored part. Flip that on over like that. And very lastly, put it right on this bottom part of the fold seam right here, and rock this forward and rock this back down. Parchment paper onto the seam. Go ahead and let that dry for a minute or two. It's nice and solid back here. We're going to be doing a lot of cleanup later. Basically, what you see right now is me kind of cleaning up this action figure in places that's more exposed. I just wanted to get this clasp here. Now, we need to talk about these two vampire teeth shoulder flaps right here. Let's get to that. Check it out. Back shoulder strap vampire teeth. Going to be real simple. All we're going to do really nothing except for see this inner hole where the front strap is right here and the back tab of this collar here. This is the right shoulder. We're going to just slide this in on under there. Check this out. And we're going to roll this over and we're going to slide this left shoulder and do the same thing, right? Slide it on into that little crevice hole. Actually, this one's not going in so easy. We need something to notch this up a little bit. There we go. So if you can wedge it underneath that front strap, that's all we're going to do. We're not going to put any glue in there. We're going to just let those be. The shoulders will actually take care of themselves. One thing I did want to point out, remember these under flaps here of the collar? Go ahead and dress that. Parchment paper on the seam. Oh man, that is so ratty, but I don't even care right now. And all we're going to do is just put a little bit of glue on this under part of this tab right here. Seriously, a pin drop of glue. Barely squeezing that trigger, and we're going to flip that on under using our parchment paper to assist, letting that grab on to that under part right there. When it's drying, let's go ahead and fold that down just like this. That's all we're doing. Same thing on this side, pin drop of glue, not very much, tacking it on, and I'm not going to use my parchment paper this time because honestly, again, it doesn't really bother me. It's that small amount of glue that actually the temperature is okay. It's pretty much dried. We did put a little bit of a bend curve. And that's all we're doing. Okay, so this torso cover, we're good to go. Let's rock and roll. Keep moving. We're probably going to be cleaning up all the blemish areas next, but otherwise, let's keep moving and grooving.